What is up, everybody? Shawn from Shawns Weather Page for Henry County, Tennessee. Back again. We are tracking severe storms in our area once again. Radar's a lot more lit up than it was last time, so let's just kind of hop right into that. There's a few storms I want to take a really close gander at. All right, as you can see here, this is the radar we're at the Paducah site right here. Let me get the pin on here. Paris is right here. Dresden, Martin. Just to kind of give you an idea of where everything's at. These storms are starting to come over the Mississippi River, as you can see. And I haven't noticed any weakening or anything from these storms in the past 20 or so minutes of I've been watching them. So let's just kind of start from the top here. Murray. The northern parts of Murray, Callaway County. Here. These will be over you in the next 10 about 20 minutes. May 5th now. We'll get a. Let me circle these. Hardin. You can just see all this convection. Kind of east northeast at about 50 to 60. Speed up once they pass the Mississippi River a little bit. So let's move on down the line. This warning in New Madrid and Hickman's about to be allowed to expire in 25 minutes. And this one was issued not too long ago. This storm right here is what's going to affect the Henry County area. So if I draw a little box right here. Geez, I can't draw tonight. Maybe get a little straighter one. Anybody in that blue box right there, you need to be on high alert right now. There's currently no tornado warning on this storm, but sun just went down. The low-level jet is starting to intensify, and that'll ramp up the tornado potential, unfortunately. So these storms will be in the Paris area here in probably an hour to an hour and a half. Let me go on kind of a deep dive on it. These storms are moving east at 60 miles an hour. So if I draw a point right here on Paris, we'll do downtown Paris, Court Square. We're about 56 miles away, so under an hour, right under an hour, 45 minutes to an hour will be in Paris. And I expect them to extend these severe thunderstorm warnings further out. Let's look at velocity on this because there was some embedded rotation with these. Union City, you're about to get hit. Lots of hail, lots of lightning, lots of heavy rain, really strong winds. I expect tree damage to start coming out in these areas very soon. Union City, it's almost right on top of you. Reeves, it's almost on top of you. Troy, you don't have that much time. I'm looking inside of the storm right here. As you can see on the right side, this is velocity, and the left side's the radar reflectivity. The right side shows basically the winds inside the storm, like what the radar is showing. So green is winds going towards the radar, and reds are winds going away from the radar. So when you get that couplet, get my marker off of here. So you can see these stronger winds over towards Wrigley right there. And any of these could get some embedded rotation really fast. So typically these storms, tornadoes that form in these embedded lines like this aren't very strong tornadoes, but they can produce EF0 to EF2 tornadoes between radar scans. So we could have a tornado touch down and it already lift back up before the next radar scan comes in. That's what makes these storms so hard to call tornado warnings for. So if we do go under a tornado warning, treat it very seriously. Let's go ahead and go down the list, because I know we have a lot of people from West Tennessee watching. We got a few questions. Let's hear it. Yes, once this line, let me back out a little bit, and you can see how expensive this line is. Once this line right here pushes east-southeast from our area, the severe weather threat will greatly diminish. So we're looking at about, it is 8:09, 8:10 right now. So I would say by 9:30, these storms should be in the Henry County area. So give or take 45 minutes or an hour. Again, there are no tornado warnings currently, but these are very violent storms with history of producing tornadoes and very intense damaging straight line winds. So, and Kevin, if you hear anybody else that has any questions, just feel free to say it in my mic. All right, let's go down to this storm that is north of Memphis right now. We have a observed tornado on the ground. This is currently on the ground doing damage northwest of Memphis. We're about 20 to 30 miles northwest of Memphis, and geez, this is just a textbook supercell right here. Let me zoom out, kind of give everybody an idea. This storm will not affect Henry County, so don't worry about it. But if you are in any of these areas, you need to monitor this storm very closely. Hopefully, once it crosses the river, it'll turn more linear and turn into a damaging wind threat. But right now, it has a tornado on the ground. So let's look deeper into that storm. All right. Let me go dual pane here. Thankfully, it looks like that rotation has died down significantly. See, that's one thing. This is a weather spotters confirmed tornado. See, I'm not seeing that grade of rotation over here on the right, even through these last few scans. Maybe down in here east of Fisher, but that's the importance of having storm spotters in the field. They're able to tell the National Weather Service that, hey, radar's not showing this storm. Velocity is not showing too strong in these storms, but it is producing a tornado. And they actually just issued another tornado warning for this and they downgraded it to a radar indicated, so it's not on the ground, but conditions are favorable to produce a tornado. For eastern Poinsett County in eastern Arkansas, southwestern Mississippi County in eastern Arkansas, west central Tipton County in West Tennessee. I know there's a lot of people who have storm anxiety in Tipton County. I think it was 2021 EF3 tornado came through, killed 2 people, I believe. So a lot of people are on edge in that area. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located 7 miles west of Mark Tree, moving east at 45 miles an hour. So this storm is moving just a tad bit slower than the other ones. Hazards with this is tornado and ping pong ball sized hail. Jesus, I couldn't even imagine. That's that big. That's what, inch and a quarter, inch and a half. All right, so they just issued that new warning, and that does cross over into Tennessee a little bit. Far western areas of Tipton County is included in that warning. Another severe thunderstorm warning was just issued for parts east of that, and that does include western parts of Tipton County. Covington, Gilt Edge, Brighton, Alcoa, north of Millington, you are not included in this warning. 60-mile-an-hour winds, 1-inch hail, and a tornado possible tag. And a lot of these severe thunderstorm warnings, especially with these QLCS setups like this, the National Weather Service will pop these tornado possible tags on these severe thunderstorm warnings. So when we go under a tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning, treat it like a tornado warning. That it is a step below a tornado warning, but it's a step above a severe thunderstorm warning, if that makes sense. It's right below a tornado warning. So that's for southeastern Craighead County in eastern Arkansas, eastern Poinsett County in eastern Arkansas, Mississippi County in eastern Arkansas, central Tipton County in West Tennessee, southwestern Dyer County in West Tennessee, and Lauderdale County in West Tennessee. And I expect, like I marked earlier, out here towards Jackson, I-40 corridor, these storms right here will be hitting from pretty much points Huntington southward towards Henderson, if they hold together that far, which they still look pretty intense, to be honest. Move on down the line. We also have some storms forming in Little Rock, northeast of Little Rock. Let me go down to the Little Rock radar. And you see that boundary right there where all these storms are firing on. I'll put that out there. You can see that boundary setting up. It's pretty cool that you can see that on radars. Let me back out here. If you're in the Memphis, Millington, South Haven, Mississippi, Forest City, Arkansas, Wynne, Arkansas, Errol, Arkansas, you need to monitor these storms closely. These will be moving into your area in about an hour or two. So let's go back up and check these storms that I'm most worried about for Henry County. Is anybody in, let's see, Troy or Union City? What are y'all seeing? Let's see if anybody's in those areas, or Wrigley, Sandburg, Tennessee. If anybody's in them areas, comment down below. What are you seeing? Because it's looking like some very intense straight line winds are moving through that area right now. I know my sister, she is in Union City, and it's looking like the strongest winds will stay south of you, Jessica. But you're going to get some very heavy rain and very frequent lightning, and probably some 60-mile-an-hour winds, I would assume. And you can just see, I just want to point this out. These storms are so strong that there is lightning being reported in Dresden, Greenfield, Cottage Grove, Hyco area, all the way, and these are not associated with these storms out ahead of it. These are straight from this line right here that is 20 miles away from the precipitation. So that's when you hear, when thunder roars, always go into doors, because you can always get these lightning strikes that strike 20, 30, even 40 miles out from the thunderstorm in clear, sunny blue skies, and you get struck by lightning, and that's not what you want. But luckily, we're not in the dead heat of summer, and it's not daytime, so nobody should be swimming right now, I wouldn't expect. But we are in Henry County, so you never know. All right, guys. Yeah, I expect. I'm really surprised that Henry County's not under a tornado watch or even a severe thunderstorm watch. I mean, I expect that to be issued like 2 hours ago, and that hasn't happened. So don't let your guard down, Henry County. The conditions are favorable for tornadoes still in our area. And I'm going to zoom out and kind of do a circle here. Anybody in these areas right here, that's where your highest tornado potential is. And if we do not get tornadoes, we are going to get some very strong, damaging straight line winds. Go ahead, Kevin. Sorry. Yes, Camden, you're going to get hit. I mean, the only thing that places that I don't think or have the least likely opportunity to get convection is south of that line right there. So Mississippi, Tennessee border, Tennessee, Alabama border. Don't let your guard down, but currently there isn't much out here that's producing a threat. There's a few storms out in Missouri, or Arkansas, southern Arkansas, and then eastern central Arkansas. But I think the highest threats, honestly, northwest Tennessee, I-40 corridor, and northwest middle Tennessee. So that would include, we're just going to step back here for a second. That would include Memphis area. let's hear it. Report. We just got a report in from Reelfoot Lake. Lots of wind and rain, and I expected that, and I assume there is some tree damage and power outages in that area. I will have the BPU app pulled up once these storms roll through our area. They're great at reporting outages here, so we'll be able to tell how many outages. I assume we're going to have quite a few. Hopefully, these storms go over and they don't produce the winds that I think they're going to produce, but just my gut feeling right now and how these storms look, if we don't get the tornado warning, we're going to go under a severe thunderstorm warning in the next 30 minutes. And these storms could produce 60, 70, and even 80-mile-an-hour winds and inch and a half hail. And on top of all that, embedded tornadoes. So if you're in this circled area, you're going to get some type of storms tonight. I'm almost certain they might lose intensity once they reach east of that line. But as of now, Nashville, Murfreesboro, Clarksville, Dover, Paris, anybody in the I-40 corridor, Dixon, Jackson, you are all in line for these storms. And as of now, they are not weakening. The main portion of these storms have crossed over the Mississippi River. And if anything, they look to be strengthening. Union City, you're getting smacked right now with heavy rain, very strong straight line winds, and maybe even some small hail. We'll zoom in here to downtown Union City right here. Probably have some pea-sized hail moving in. But our biggest threat in Union City right now will be damaging straight line winds. Same for Woodland Mills, same for Reeves, same for Troy. Troy, you're just about out of it. Hornbeak, you are out of it. And what I don't like to see is, I said earlier, once you're past this line, you're out of the woods, but we got some light convection showing up behind this line, which maybe these storms pushed out ahead of the cold front a little bit, and we can still get some convection from behind it, but I'm not really too worried about it. This should drain most of the atmosphere. Martin, these storms are marching on your doorstep. The area I'm most concerned with this line is go right there for now. Is that area. If you can see this, it looks like a backward C shape. That is winds pushing behind the storm, pushing it out. This is where you get the term bow echo. Winds behind this are pushing this storm, causing it to have like a backward C shape, kind of like that. And that's where you see your most intense straight line winds. And typically in areas like this, or up here in the more of this cut of the storm right here, is where you get the embedded circulations of tornadoes. I cannot get roads. Hold on, let me do some configuring this a little bit here. I'm used to doing this on my phone. I'm still very new to the laptop area, but I'm pretty sure I could turn on satellite some which way or another. Give me 1 second here, y'all. All right. I don't think I'm going to be able to change it. All right, I will try that again here in a minute, but we have the main roads. You can hear, I'm zoomed in on Henry County right now. You got Puryear right here, 641 running south, 79 right here, and then 218 running southeast right there, and then 54 running west towards Dresden. I can try to configure that here in a minute and see, but we have some convection showing up here towards Cottage Grove, and these are out ahead of the line, so we need to watch them pretty closely. Geez, these storms look Mean, man. Look at that backward sea right there up towards Hardin, Grand Rivers. Grand Rivers is getting hit right now, really seriously. Let me check and see if I can pull up storm reports on my phone. Approximate time to Paris, it is 8:23. I would say by 9 o'clock it will be in the Paris area. So you got about 35, 40 minutes now until it'll be in Paris. Report out of Mayfield, 1-inch hail. West of Troy, Tennessee, pea-size hail, 1/4 inch. So it's looking like mainly a damaging wind threat and hail threat currently, but do not let your guard down for tornadoes. We got a 58-mile-an-hour wind gust in Clinton, Kentucky, which is that's right on the border of Union City and Kentucky right there. Let me go back to the live so I can look at y'all's questions. All right. Look at those. This is the storm up towards Benton, Kentucky, Grand Rivers, Kentucky, Calvert City, and this is north of Callaway County, north of Murray, slicing right in half of Callaway County. Mayfield, you just got a very strong storm that rode through. Let me dive into this a little further. We're looking at about 50 to 60 mile-an-hour winds with that storm. I'd assume... Yeah, they upgraded that warning right there. I kind of expected that. Let's look at that real fast. All right, severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 8:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time for northern Callaway County, southeastern Livingston, Marshall, southwestern Trigg, and southwestern Lyon counties. At 8:19 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located along a line extending from Calvert City to near Hillman Ferry Campground to 6 miles southeast of Benton, moving east at 35 miles an hour. So that storm slowed down. Hazard 70-mile-an-hour winds. That is 4 miles away from a Category 1 hurricane, to put that in perspective. Radar indicated, so this is sourced from the radar. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect considerable tree damage. Wind damage is also likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. So if you are in Hardin, on Kentucky Lake at all, Grand Rivers, south of Grand Rivers, anywhere on Kentucky or Barkley Lakes, on the Kentucky side, please get into the interior room of your house. Treat this as a tornado warning. Very, very strong damaging winds are about to come through the area. All right, we're getting some convection forming out ahead of this line towards Henry County. We got some lightning towards Hyco reporting high winds. If they're reporting high winds with this little storm, I can only expect what it's going to be when it makes it through our area. That means that low-level jet probably kicked in, and that the humidity's rising pretty substantially out ahead of these storms because pulling in from the Gulf of Mexico, all the way south from the Gulf of Mexico is just sucking the juice in from these storms. So I can actually pull up dew points for Henry County right now. I can actually get from the Henry County Airport. We are still not under a watch. I am very surprised like that. If you're in Henry County, just assume you are under a watch. It is 73 degrees and the dew point is 65 degrees. So very high dew points, ample moisture, something that we didn't really have the last system that came in on the 15th, I believe. Get a sip here real quick. Got the energy drink tonight. And then the wind speed is 9 miles an hour at the Henry County Airport. If you're in Henry County, you're probably starting to hear some thunder. Storms are still about 30-ish minutes out, I would say. Let me look into velocities. Okay, see, this is what I was starting to get worried about. West of Sharon, north of Kenton, southwest of Martin, there's some very broad rotation starting to show up, and I'll circle it right here on radar. This is not warned. Let me say that again. But like I said earlier, these tornadoes form really fast in these lines like this. So once you see rotation like that picking up on radar, we need to monitor that very closely. And this will be moving towards the Dresden, Sharon, Gleason, and then the Henry County area. We're about, I would say, 30 minutes out, but that needs to be watched very closely. Hopefully that's nothing, and it'll go away in the next few radar scans, but we need to keep an eye on that. And even down here in New Bern, there's some higher areas of some broad rotation. This is not tight rotation. I'm not saying there's a tornado on the ground or nothing, but we're starting to rotate a little bit aloft in the atmosphere. So if I can change the tilt on this. Yeah, right here. So I'm going to change the tilt on this, and this will show the winds higher up in the atmosphere. And you can clearly see that rotation on radar. Like I said, this is tilt number 4. This is the highest tilt. If you picture a radar beam, it doesn't shoot out flat like that. It shoots out at an angle, shooting up into the atmosphere. And due to the curvature of the Earth, that beam, as the further it gets away, the harder it is to pick up that convection on radar. So let's go back down to tilt 1. That's the lowest level that we can look at these storms. And we got thunder outside right now. Heiko's probably getting some pretty loud thunderclaps going on right now. And in Puryear, Hazel as well. Between Murray and Hazel, you're probably seeing a light show. Now this convection right here has really ramped up out ahead of this front. As you can see right here. We need to watch that. I mean, atmosphere is so ripe that any of these storms that are forming right now can go very, very strong to severe in the matter of minutes. Excuse me. All right. Union City, the line is just about through there. Wrigley, Quartersville, Haiti, the line has exited your area. Let's go down. We just talked about the highest threat to Henry County. Sorry, y'all. This pollen out here got me all sorts of messed up tonight. We need this rain. No, you're good, Kevin. I'm good. All right. Tornado watch just issued for Henry County. Let me pull that up on my phone real quick. Tornado watch issued until 3 a.m. for Henry County. Give me 2 seconds. Let me go to the National Weather Service and pull up the watch, which it might have not have been posted yet. Because, I mean, it just came in. You're probably getting your warnings on your alerts on your phones right now. Let's take a look. No, they haven't updated yet. But once that comes in, I will run that through for you guys. Still currently in a enhanced risk, level 3 out of 5. Mainly for damaging. Pretty good thunder here. That was a good one. Still under a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk. Don't really look too deep into the risk area. We're going to get some very strong storms tonight, y'all. I mean, hopefully these storms will die down, but unless they do that in the next 30 minutes, that's not going to happen. I expect a severe thunderstorm warning to be issued in the next 10 to 15 minutes for Henry County. Hopefully we don't go under a tornado warning, but we are prepared if we do. So they just dropped that warning for Troy, Martin, and Obion. We'll see. That's actually really good news right there. We will see if they issue another one eventually for that line right there. So let's go down to the storm north of Memphis. We still have a tornado warning on that storm. Yeah, that lightning's starting to pick up. So them storms up towards us looking like they're strengthening. Really strong couplet on this storm right here. Oh, I'm having an issue. There we go. Radar indicated as well. Not confirmed. But if you are in Gilt Edge, Garland, Covington, Brighton, Alcoa, Osceola, St. Peters, Charleston, Brownsville, you need to monitor this storm very, very closely. Let's dive into velocities a little bit. Rotation isn't that strong, but you can see this hook echo. I mean, that's as textbook as it comes right there. Hook echo, you got warm, moist air feeding in from the south just like that. Not that strong a rotation, but at any time this storm could wrap up and drop a tornado. So like I said, Covington, Garland, Gilt Edge, Brighton, Alcoa, Durhamville, St. Peters, Charleston, Brownsville, Tennessee, be on high alert. These storms will be in our area very soon. Let's go back up and take a look at Henry County at that rotation. Still have broad rotation over northwest of Sharon. Let's zoom into that. This is about 4.5 miles northwest of Sharon. Very broad, like I said earlier, but something to watch very closely. Paris, heavy rain's about to start in your area, but these storms are not severe. Expect a fair amount of lightning. Actually, that was a good clap of thunder out back. Let me pull this up real quick. East of Dresden, Highway 54 between Paris and Dresden. A very, very broad area rotation is setting up right there. I mean, it's straddling between Dresden and Paris currently. We need to watch that very closely. There isn't too much convection to the south of it. You can kind of see that hook forming in there. Let's see here. I'm going to play the loop for you guys so you can kind of see what we're working with. So this is moving east-northeast. So this rotation will come right between probably the northern area of Paris and between Puryear and Paris. This is not warned. This is not even severe warned, but I'm just trying to give you an early heads up just in case, because the conditions are definitely favorable for storms to start spinning, and I can see spin starting to happen with that storm. Lightning also increasing with that storm, so that means that it's strengthening. When you see a lot more lightning, that means it's gaining some strength. We still have rotation south of Martin, northwest of Sharon. And another area of broad rotation east of Trimble and west of Kenton, Tennessee. We need to watch very closely. Again, like I said, no severe thunderstorm warning at this time. The one that was over Martin, Troy, and Union City was allowed to expire about 10 minutes ago. So we're just kind of sitting here watching these very closely. Paris, if you're downtown Paris, you're getting very heavy rain currently. McKenzie, you're still currently dry, but it's about to start raining in McKenzie. And even once these front storms start to come out, I'm hoping that it's starting to replace this line a little bit, and this piece over Paris will strengthen more east of us, and then the ones behind us will start to die down. But with the conditions they are, I don't see any reason why both of these lines won't intensify. I mean, we're right in the prime time of the night where the low-level jet starts to intensify. Heavy rain falling here right now. Paris, Henry County, Puryear, Hazel, Cottage Grove, Big Sandy, Henry, McKenzie, you need to be on high alert. Camden, you need to be on high alert as well. You were a little later than Paris. It'll probably be, I would say, another 45 minutes to an hour for Camden, because this is kind of a sideways linear line. So the further up north you go, that's why Murray's already getting hit. Paris, the main area of concern, will be in our neck of the woods in about 20 minutes. And I'm really watching this rotation to the south of Martin. That needs to be monitored very, very closely. And y'all make sure to keep watching. We are just about to get to the prime time where the strongest storms are about to enter our area, so don't go anywhere. I know this is we're probably about an hour in right now, but I wanted to get on here a little bit earlier to start tracking storms more to the northwest for the people that's not in Henry County that's watching. So like I said before, let me try to pull this up on here. New tornado watch was issued about 10 minutes ago, and this includes the rest of West Tennessee that was not included in the watch, and it also includes most of Middle Tennessee. So let me see if I can pull that up on here. I'm pretty sure I can pretty easily. Yeah. So let's look at this new watch. Y'all probably heard that one on the camera right there. That was pretty close. All right. Yep. Like last time, let's pray we don't lose power, but if it does, it's out of our hands. That's why I always say have multiple ways to receive warnings, because you never know Mother Nature. You never know what the curveball she's going to throw. So hopefully we don't lose power, but in the event, stick around. If it pops back on pretty soon, we'll run everything back up again and go live as soon as possible. But I don't foresee that happening currently. Let's take that off. And again, for anybody that's just tuned in, we're tracking these storms in northwest Tennessee, moving northeast, east-northeast, and these storms down in far western Tennessee, north of Memphis, that has a very strong rotation on that storm down south. Let's take a look at this one last time before we check out that storm to the south. Murray, you have very heavy thunderstorms moving through right now, but you are still currently not under a warning, but very strong winds about to enter your area. Let's take a dive into this. Still showing that rotation. Wrap up. Just play this loop a couple times for you. You can see to the right, that's Paris. Very heavy rain starting in Paris. Let's hope this line behind us starts to die down, but that rotation is starting to tighten up just a tad bit, not too bad. Let's pause that right there. You see that tornado watch? 2-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds for portions of central Kentucky, western and middle Tennessee until 3 a.m. Central Daylight Time. I expect the watch to be canceled well before 3 a.m. for Henry County. So 70-mile-an-hour gusts likely, scattered large to very large hail events up to 2 inches in diameter possible. Oh yeah, we need to watch this storm west of Dresden very closely, y'all. It's starting to get that little textbook hook shape on it. This rotation is rain wrapped, so you won't see it coming. Let me look over here real quick. Like I said before, there's no warnings on this storm currently, so just please do not let your guard down. All right, let's take a gander down in north of Memphis for anybody that's watching down there. I know we have viewers from all over West Tennessee, and I promise I will get to the storms that are affecting your area. Still very broad rotation on this storm northwest of Memphis. You can see Memphis down here in the bottom, right there. Millington, where the radar site is. This tornado warning will go north of Millington. This will go north of Memphis. Like I said earlier, Covington, Garland, Gilt Edge, Brighton, Alcoa. Go ahead and get ready to head to your safe place. I expect this warning to be extended further towards Covington, Garland, Gilt Edge, and Brighton. So if you're in them communities or have family that are in them areas, give them a call. Be like, hey, there's a storm to your west. You're not currently under a tornado warning, but odds are you will likely go under one very soon. Very, very strong straight line winds with these storms north of Covington. Ripley. We've got a question about Ripley, Tennessee. Where are we at? Hold on one second, y'all. Thunder's getting louder here. All right. Ripley, you are just about out of it currently. So I'm really concerned about that rotation of that storm in Dresden, and we'll go back to that here in 2 seconds. But very strong, damaging straight line winds about to move through Ripley. You still have about, I would say, 30 minutes until it's over for your area. You have about 5 to 10 before it hits your area. Very strong winds. Garland, Gilt Edge, Covington, same areas I just said for that tornado warning. You're about to get hit with very strong winds before the tornado. All right, let's go further to the north towards Henry County. Still no warnings for Henry County, so that is great news, y'all. Still no warnings for Henry County. Let's hope it stays that way. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. National Weather Service in Nashville has already issued a warning for these storms in Henry County. So as you see, eastern parts of Henry County, go ahead and get ready. Probably a bunch of lightning right around my house right now. Eastern Henry County, this is likely severe currently. So watch it with Eastern Henry County, essentially you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. The reason why it's a 10-20 miles out ahead of these storms is because it's two separate issuing offices. Our area, National Weather Service in Memphis issues, and then across the Tennessee River, National Weather Service Nashville issues. So that's what that discrepancy is. So Dover, Cumberland City, and the western parts of Montgomery County, Fort Campbell North, Cadiz, Kentucky, Hopkinsville, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-an-hour winds and 3/4-inch hail. Is anybody in Dresden? Can anybody from Dresden check in? There is still some broad rotation showing up right there. I hope this doesn't wrap up, but each scan, it has gotten stronger. As you can see, didn't even see it there for a second. It might have leveled out just a little bit there at the end. But still, Dresden, Cottage Grove, Paris Landing, Puryear, you need to watch this storm very closely. It's not warned, but treat it as a warning. That area right there needs to be on high alert. You can kind of see the hook echo starting to form with this storm, and that corresponds where that rotation's showing up. Very, very heavy rain here in Paris. I can hear it outside. A bunch of lightning as well, but still currently sub-severe. Like I said, for eastern parts of Henry County, treat that as you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. I believe we've met criteria for that. The National Weather Service in Memphis just hasn't issued that. I expect a severe thunderstorm warning to be issued very soon for Henry County. On this line, as you can see, it's starting to kink up a little bit. That's not what we want. Same down towards Newbern, Yorkville, another area of broad rotation showing up. Let me paint a pin on these real quick. Show these two areas. Dresden, Rutherford, northwest of Dyer, and Yorkville. You need to watch these storms very closely, and you can kind of see the hook. Yeah, and it just had a word. Someone from Dresden said it is getting stronger, and I can see that on radar. Likely very, very heavy rain about to enter the Dresden area. Lots of lightning, some pretty heavy winds, and some broad rotation as well. We need to monitor those very closely. Move back up here to the north a little bit. Let me get a drink of this. Whew. Alrighty. Dover, Cumberland City, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. The whole county of Stewart County, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. 60-mile-an-hour winds and 3/4-inch hail is expected with them storms as they roll through. We are monitoring very closely as these storms move through Henry County right now. Watching another area of rotation forming about 2 miles east of Paris. Very, very broad towards Shady Grove. Nothing to really be concerned right now about, but just keep an eye on it. Very strong winds east of Murray, northeast of Hazel. Very, very strong winds. Look at that. Jesus. 60, 70 mile an hour winds up there. Still watching this broad rotation over Dresden. Let's hope that dies out. It's looking like we might, I'm not going to count our chickens before they hatch, but might get a tad bit lucky with this system. Let's go back down to the Memphis radar and check out this tornado warning. Still have a pretty substantial severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Pennsauken County in eastern Arkansas, Mississippi County in eastern Arkansas, northwestern Crockett County in West Tennessee, Tipton County in West Tennessee, southern Dyer County in West Tennessee, Lauderdale County in West Tennessee, and western Haywood County in West Tennessee. Very strong storms were located along a line extending 8 miles south of Hillois to near Fort Pillow to near Triranza, if I pronounce that right. Moving east at 40 miles an hour. So if you were in those areas, go ahead and get in your safe place. You are not under a tornado warning, but you are about to experience some very strong straight line winds. It's looking like this line split right directly over Henry County. Still need to watch this storm back here very closely. This storm right here. And these new storms that are firing out ahead of the cold front right there. These storms that are over Paris right now will pose the highest tornado threat. Let's hope that's not the case as it moves over into Stewart County. But if I was in Stewart County, I would watch these very closely. If you have friends in Stewart County, family in Stewart County, send them all over. Have them watch this live just in case. Looking like a somewhat of a hook echo is trying to form directly over Paris. Not really strong rotation. That's about Shady Grove intersection, 641 right there. Very broad, lots of lightning though. Probably starting to get some gusty winds in the Paris area. Still watching that Dresden rotation, still very broad. It hasn't tightened up at all. It might have even looks like it's leveled out a tad bit. And I believe they will just continue to cycle. Hopefully, these won't cycle over Henry County, but Stewart County, Montgomery County, Houston County, Benton County needs to be on high alert because, I mean, it doesn't take long. The atmosphere's so primed, it won't take long for these storms to go severe. Hopefully, they won't be severe in our area, and we won't have to worry about it. But I do believe this little clearing area towards Martin will start to fill in. And what hits on the north side of Henry County here, what people don't get on the southern side, this storm will hit us. And there's actually some really strong rotation forming out ahead of that little bow echo in Rutherford, so we need to watch that very closely. These next 30 to 45 minutes will be our prime time in our area. I know you're hearing thunder right now. Numerous lightning strikes all across Henry County. Let me get the full screen up here. Have y'all look at that for a second. I'm going to take a sip. Gotta stretch for a second. All right. So downtown Paris, you were seeing a bunch of cloud-to-ground lightning currently, all the way up Highway 79 to Paris Landing. I would almost expect some tree damage up towards Paris Landing. If we have anybody in the Paris Landing area, let us know what the wind speeds look like in your area. Still tracking these storms. Broad rotation towards Heiko, Cottage Grove. East of Dresden, that little area rotation, still trying. most concerned about with this rotation to the south here, this might clip the southern half of Henry County, McKenzie, Henry area. So we need to watch that very closely. Still have a tornado warning, our only tornado warning in our area, unless we haven't taken a look up here, but we will really fast. If you have any family in Kentucky, let's see here. Louisville, Kentucky area, point south all the way to Elizabethtown. Tell them to get in their safe place. A QLCS with embedded rotation is moving across the area, and you can see all of them little points of rotation down that line. And we're not going to dwell on it too much over there because I want to make sure we're good over here first. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and say if you are in Rutherford, Greenfield, Gleason, McKenzie, Bradford, be ready to head to your safe place. There is rotation tightening up to your west. If you're in McKenzie, this will be in your area here in about 20 minutes. Greenfield, about 10 to 15. Bradford, about 10 to 15. Rutherford, the rotation is on top of you as I speak right now. You can see that point of rotation right there. Looking like it'll go between Greenfield and Bradford, between Henry and McKenzie. We need to monitor this very closely, y'all. This is my most concerning area right now. Also with the one northwest of Gleason, but it's not looking too pronounced right now. Cottage Grove, some slight rotation up that way. You are probably getting some pretty decent winds right now in Cottage Grove as that gust front moves out. You can see it there on the radar. Not too concerned anybody in Cottage Grove right now. It's looking like it's starting to gust out, but between Dresden and Paris on Highway 54, closer to Dresden, slight rotation showing up. Not warned currently, but it needs to be watched. Most concerning area I see is west of Greenfield right now. I cannot currently see how fast it's moving right now, but I would say 50 to 55 miles an hour to the east. So say you're in Rutherford driving to McKenzie at 55 mile an hour, that's how long it'll take for the storm to get there. So we are 23 miles away from the storm in McKenzie. You're probably seeing lightning off in the distance and probably a pretty gnarly shelf cloud if you get outside and look. 23 miles away, we're probably moving at about 50 to 60 miles an hour. So in the next 15 to 20 minutes, it will be in McKenzie. We need to watch that very closely because it's tightening up pretty rapidly. I expect them to issue, at the very least, a tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning for this area very soon. Very soon. The only limiting factor I see to this dying down is the storms out ahead of it that's currently in Henry, Paris, and Paris Landing, limiting the atmosphere, kind of making it die down a little bit, which is what we hope for. I know a lot of people, when we forecast storms like this and it doesn't happen, a lot of people get irritated, but that's exactly what we want. We don't want these storms rolling through our area. A lot of people have storm anxiety through these areas from the tornadoes that came through the past few years. So, not trying to scare anyone, but if you're in Greenfield, Gleason, Henry, and McKenzie, watch this very closely. I assume they're going to issue at the very least, a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag on this very soon. And maybe even a tornado warning if it continues to wrap up, which we are a tad bit away from the radar, so things are looking a little further up in the atmosphere. So that could be the reason why I'm seeing that. But it's a pretty good rotation there. Rotation is also starting to pick up in this tornado warning that is northwest or north of Memphis. Millington, you are now in a severe thunderstorm warning. Arlington, Lakeland, Brighton, Alcoa, Jericho, Terrell, Gilmore, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. This is a considerable tag on it. So this is a next level up from a normal severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see, golf ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So that will do a bunch of damage, and this is a very populated area north of Memphis in the Millington, Alcoa, Brighton, and Covington areas. So we'll kind of zoom in here. I expect a new tornado warning to be issued for Garland, Covington, and Gilt Edge in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Still no tornado or severe thunderstorm warnings for the Henry County area, but we're still watching this area very, 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 very closely. Storms that are going through southeastern Henry County, between Paris and Big Sandy, between Paris and Camden, between Paris and Brewston, are under severe limits currently, but they are probably producing some small pea-sized hail, 50-mile-an-hour winds, and very frequent lightning. Benton and Henry County, you can about expect the same time frame for storms arrival. We're about to get another round here in Henry County in the next 10 minutes, and then we got to really, really watch these storms right here. Currently, the storms I'm most concerned with are this storm that's east of Dresden. Not too concerned, but still need to be watched. Any of these storms that are about to move into Benton County, Stewart County, Waverly, Gorman, Tennessee Ridge, Houston County need to be monitored very closely. Seeing some very broad rotation southeast of McKenzie. Really nothing to write home about, but there is a lot of lightning with these storms. We will see what this one does back here, but geez, that is a pretty tight couplet right there, as you can see. Reds are winds going towards the radar. Greens are winds going away from the radar. So once you get them couplets lining up right there is when you have your strongest rotation, is when you need to start watching. So I expect a severe thunderstorm warning very soon for the Cottage Grove point south from, let's say, Milan to Puryear. Might not happen, but just be prepared if it does. This rotation still hasn't gone away yet, so we need to be monitoring very closely. Some strong winds about to enter the Puryear, Hazel area between Paris and Puryear. Go ahead, Kevin. Hail being reported in the Ripley and Halls area. Yeah. All right. Anybody in Rutherford or Dyer or Greenfield, Sharon, what do you see when you look out the window? I know it'll be just mainly lots of lightning, but if you see a shelf cloud, or maybe you might even have a wall cloud on that and you just can't see it. But like I said, that is our most concerning storm right now. This line has kind of split over Henry County. So let me see here. Stewart County, severe thunderstorm is entering your area. Hold on one second, y'all. Yeah, Murray, you are just about in the clear. Let me send this real quick. All right. So Murray, you were just about in the clear. Let's check on these storms out behind. Yeah, I didn't really expect them to get too strong. We might see some light to moderate rain and maybe a few rumbles of thunders after the storm rose through. Still some pretty strong rotation west of Bradford. This is a pretty strong mesovortice, almost supercellular in nature, because it's sitting back here kind of by itself. This storm right here needs to be watched very closely. That one right there will be our highest tornado threat for the Henry County, Benton County, including Paris, Weakley County, Huntington, Trezevant, Milan, Atwood. You are not in the clear yet. Paris, you're not in the clear. Just because these storms have passed to our east doesn't mean we're over with. Once these storms right here roll through our area, we should be in the clear. Paris area, we will get hit by these storms in the next 10 to 15 minutes. And then our next storm threat will be this one, which will be in our area in the next 30 minutes. So 2 chances here for severe storms. Still nothing severe, but I'm fairly confident that this one will receive a warning very soon. It'll probably... I'm going to do this and then I'm not going to issue it. Probably something... Oh, there it is. Boom. Just called it. Severe thunderstorm warning for Paris, Henry, McKenzie, Huntington, Trezevant, Atwood, Clarksburg, Milan. 1 inch hail and 60 mile an hour winds. This does not have a tornado possible tag, but we are still seeing signs of rotation. This warning includes the entire downtown area of Paris, all the way east to about, I would say, the 641 Shady Grove intersection right there, points southward and points westward. Henry, you're included in this. McKenzie, you're included in this. Dresden, Gleason. I just called it like 30 seconds ago. I knew it was going to happen. Let's dive into it and look at it a little bit. Severe thunderstorm warning for Weakley County in West Tennessee, Central Gibson County in West Tennessee, Carroll County in West Tennessee, southwestern Henry County in West Tennessee until 9:45 p.m. At 9:01 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located over Bradford, or 10 miles northeast of Trenton, moving east at 45 miles an hour. Hazard 60 mile an hour winds and quarter-sized hail. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Wind damage to roofs, sidings, and trees is also expected. Locations impacted include Tucker's Corner, Dyer, Gizzard, Bradford, Atwood, Cades, Central, Ledbetter, Como, Ralston, Rutherford, Leach, Curry, Porter Court, McKenzie, Tate, Palmer, Shelter, Gann, Georgetown, and Laneview. For your protection, move to the interiormost room in the lowest level of your building. 1 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds. So these storms will be in the Paris area within the next 30 minutes. The ones out of head has weakened. Oh, wow. Look at that. Directly south of the Paris Landing Bridge, where the Big Sandy River and Kentucky Lake kind of fork right there, there is probably $50 to golf ball size hail falling right now. So if you are in Dover or Tennessee Ridge, between Dover and Tennessee Ridge, you need to monitor this storm very closely. A bunch of lightning and very, very heavy rain and possibly golf ball size hail about to move through the Stewart County area. I'm sure we will get some storm reports from that very soon. They're just saying inch or 3/4 inch. Oh, that has actually been upgraded. The severe thunderstorm warning for Stewart County has been upgraded with a considerable tag. 70 mile an hour winds are expected with these storms. Locations include Cumberland City, Land Between the Lakes, Indian Mound, Dover, Big Rock, Woodlawn, and Clarksville. So if you're in them areas, treat this like a tornado warning. If this hail is falling with 70 mile an hour winds, just imagine golf ball size hail blown by 70 mile an hour winds. That is not a recipe that we want. Looking back into the storm, Dover, you're about to be, you have about 30 seconds to 2 minutes, and it's on top of you. That hail core is going to move in between Dover and I would say towards the Leatherwood dump area. I can't think of that state route that goes through there. If you know where the Leatherwood dump is in Stewart County, or have friends or family that's in that area, it's a pretty rural area, but some very large hail is about to move through there, and 70-mile-an-hour winds. Unfortunately, I cannot make the town names bigger, and I can turn down the radar brightness a little bit. See if that helps. All right. Southwestern parts of Henry County, you are still under a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's look at the rotation with this storm. Still pretty strong rotation with it. Moving over Bradford and between Bradford and Greenfield as we speak. If this tightens up, it will move between McKenzie and Tresvent. So if you're on that highway, all right, y'all. McKenzie, be prepared to take shelter. Last frame of this is really starting to tighten up. If you can see, you can kind of see that hook area right there, how these portray on these bow echoes. Got air moving in towards Greenfield and then spinning around from the backside of the RFD from Dresden through Sharon south to Greenfield. It's starting to wrap up. So if you're in Gleason, McKenzie, Henry, Huntington, Tresvent, be prepared to head to your safe place. Very strong rotation is starting to show up, and I assume if that red right there goes any closer to that green, they will likely issue a tornado warning. Again, there is not a tornado warning currently on this cell, but it is looking very, very good. Well, I won't say good, but that a tornado warning might be issued. So how that might look would be kind of like that. So that if you're in that blue box, Henry, Big Sandy, Brewston, McKenzie, Huntington, Tresvent, Gleason, get ready to head to your safe place. I want to try to give you all a good heads up. Purrier, you were just about in the clear, I think. Yeah. Once these last few, this isn't even heavy rain up here. Once that moves through, you're done, Purrier. Okay. Tornado warning for Stewart County. If you are in Stewart County, head to your safe place now. This is a tornado warning. So let's go to this real quick. Oh, not that. All right, y'all. If you have friends or family that is in Stewart County, call them. Tell them to get to their safe place now. You're about out of time in Dover. It is about right on top of you. And I just gave you all this warning a few seconds ago. Let's check it out. Okay. Tornado warning for Central Stewart County and Middle Tennessee until 9:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 9:06, which is 9:11 now, so not that long ago, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Dover and moving east at 45 miles an hour. Hazard tornado. Impact flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roof, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This dangerous storm will be near Dover around 9:10. It is 9:12 currently, so it is on top of Dover. Anybody in Stewart County, you need to be in your safe place now. Downtown Dover, you are right in the middle of this. Up towards the Trace, and then part southward towards the Leatherwood dump, which is right around here. You are under a tornado warning. Rotation is very broad right now, starting to tighten up. Let's move to a different radar. Ooh, I'm really worried about that storm down there. Broad rotation, but this could drop at any time. It is currently not on the ground, I don't believe. Let me check. correlation coefficient. Not looking like it's on the ground. But that rotation is about to move directly over Dover. So if there is a tornado on the ground, it will probably move directly over the downtown Dover area in Stewart County. Cumberland City, you were right on the edge of this, but you were included in the warning. Okay. Good news for Henry County. It's looking like worst of the storms will hit the southern portion of Henry County. So Paris, point southward, you need to be on high alert. Paris, point northward, you don't need to let your guard down, but conditions have weakened over that area. And I'm not going to say you're in the clear, but it's looking more likely. So about points north of that line right there. I'm not saying you're in the clear, but it's a lot less likely for you to get severe weather. All right, we are still monitoring this storm. Okay, severe thunderstorm warning for Henry, Gleason, McKenzie, and Greenfield has been upgraded with a tornado possible tag. Kind of expected them to do this. The next level will be a tornado warning, and I kind of expect them to issue that if this tightens up anymore. Greenfield, McKenzie, head to your safe place. McKenzie, head to your safe place. Henry, head to your safe place. Gleason, head to your safe place. Brewston, Huntington, head to your safe place. Tornado warning will likely be issued very soon. That rotation is starting to tighten up. It's not looking good. Even if there's not a tornado, there's very, very, very strong winds with this storm. Still have a tornado warning for the Stewart County area. Whew, look at all that lightning, y'all. Rotation is about to go directly over Dover. City Hall, downtown Dover in Stewart County. Please, please, please be in your safe place. Like I said before, if you have friends or family that might be in the eastern portions of Stewart County, give them a call. Let them know what's about to come, because it's about to come with a vengeance. Western Montgomery County, Fort Campbell area, northwestern Montgomery County, you need to be on high alert. These storms will be knocking on your doorstep in the next 30 minutes. So Clarksville, western Montgomery County, you have 30 minutes. Luckily, it looks like the strongest part of the rotation will go south of Paris. It will go south of Dresden. Dresden, you're probably experiencing some pretty strong winds and frequent lightning and maybe even some small hail right now. New severe thunderstorm warning just came in for Crockett County in West Tennessee, northwestern Henderson County in West Tennessee, southeastern Gibson County in West Tennessee, southwestern Carroll County in West Tennessee. So Carroll County, you're included in this warning. Haywood County, Madison County, and northwestern Chester County. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail moving east at 55 miles an hour. Jackson, Madison County, you are included in this warning. And there's also broad rotation showing up with it. Oh, geez, these storms are really starting to rotate. Tornado warning was dropped for the storm that is north of Memphis currently, still showing some weak signs of rotation, but definitely strong, damaging straight line winds with those storms right here and with these storms. But let's move back up. I'm really concerned with the storm over Stewart County and the storm pushing to southwestern parts of Henry County. Expect a tornado warning soon, y'all. Let me kind of give you Paris. I do not think you're going to be included in this warning. If they do issue it, it will likely look something like that. It's not issued yet. This is just what I think, what I see, what I'm seeing with this storm. Watch out if you're in this blue area. Be prepared to take shelter. Oh, hold on. Let me kind of give a closer in-depth. McKenzie, this rotation is right to y'all's west. So anybody in this general area needs to go ahead and head to your safe place. This includes Henry, parts of southern Paris city limits, McKenzie, Brewston, Huntington, Tresvent. But McKenzie, I'm most concerned with y'all right now. I mean, that if that wraps up, it is going to go directly through downtown McKenzie. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's hope it stays broad like this, but it is definitely tightening up. Still have a tornado warning for Stewart County in northwestern parts of Middle Tennessee. Not really seeing too much rotation with that. If anything, there's more rotation with that storm that's about to hit McKenzie right now than this tornado warning right here. I know they probably just did it on a contingency, but nonetheless, if you were in Stewart County, Dover area, Dover, you were just about out of the clear right now. You have about another probably 10 to 15 minutes. This is pretty much on the east side of Dover right now. Between Dover and, say, what is that? William? No, I can't think of that place. But the lumber yard that's out between Dover and Clarksville on the right there, is where your strongest winds are currently at. Paris, you were still under a severe thunderstorm warning until 9:11 p.m. Wait, no, at 9:11. This will expire at, sorry, y'all. If I can find it, I swear it don't. Oh, till 9:45. So we have 15 more minutes that we will be, actually 25 more minutes, my bad. 25 more minutes that we will be included in this warning. McKenzie, Tresvent, be prepared to head to your safe place. There is a tornado possible tag with this. This includes Tucker's Corner, Dyer, Gizzard, Bradford, Atwood, Cade Central, Ledbetter, Como, Roudston, Rutherford, Leach, Curry, Porter Court, McKenzie, Tate, Palmer, Shelter, Gann, Georgetown, and Landsview. Remain alert for a possible tornadoes. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once to the storm shelter or a small interior sturdy room in the centermost portions of your home. Yeah, very likely tornado warning about to be issued here. New severe thunderstorm warning for Tennessee Ridge, Gorman. Let's look at this really fast. Severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending 8 miles east of Paris Landing State Park to 6 miles south of Springville, moving east at 45 miles an hour. Hazard is 60-mile-an-hour winds and penny-size hail. Still very, very concerned for this storm that is about to go through Tresvent and McKenzie. Expect a tornado warning very soon, but if you're not in your safe place in Henry, McKenzie, Huntington, Tresvent, Atwood, McLormersville, head there now because there is rotation starting to tighten up. Downtown Paris, you're about to get the northern extent of this storm. Very frequent lightning. Probably some small hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds, I would expect, about to roll through the Paris area in the next 10 minutes. Once this storm rolls through our area, we will be in the clear. We'll need to monitor these storms just a tad bit to our west, but the shear has gone down substantially, and the environment's just not as favorable out that way. So let's go full view here for a second. Grab a sip of my drink. Tornado warning still in effect for Stewart County. Could be extended into the Montgomery-Clarksville County area. Not Clarksville County. Montgomery County, my bad. Okay, if you are in Jackson, Denmark, Wildersville, Huntington, Tresvent, Atwood, Milan, McKenzie, Henry, Paris, Brewston, Big Sandy, Camden. Now's the time to be on high alert. This is it right here. This is our main part of the storms that are coming through. Luckily, we have not had a tornado warning for the Henry County area, but if they issue a warning on this storm, it might include the Henry, the city of Henry, the southernmost extension of Henry County. Can hear rain starting to pick up at the studio here. Let's take a deep dive. Strongest rotation looks to be west of McKenzie and another area of rotation forming northwest of Tresvent. So if you are anywhere in them areas due east of there, Henry, McKenzie, Tresvent, Huntington, you need to head to your safe place. I'm not saying they will issue a tornado warning, but we are right on the verge of them issuing one, I believe. Let's hope these storms will move out of our area and weaken once they cross the river. Another broad area rotation northwest of Camden. Camden, you are not under a severe thunderstorm warning or the northern section of Benton County. Big Sandy, Camden, treat it as you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. Very strong winds, frequent lightning, and probably, I would say, 3/4 to an inch size hail. Just got a new severe thunderstorm warning, I believe, unless this is a old one. It just popped up on my phone. That might have been an old one. Still have the tornado possible tag for the severe thunderstorm warning that is for the southwestern parts of Henry County. So we need a... Oh, yeah. All right, y'all. Warning is about to be issued. Fairly, unless this is just so much higher up on the radar tilt that we can't see it. Very strong rotation starting to wrap up northwest of McKenzie. I mean, there's downtown McKenzie right now, right there. 3.9 miles, so 4 miles northwest of McKenzie is our strongest area of rotation. I'm about 90 to 95% sure they're going to issue a tornado warning with this very soon. They might not. That's what we don't want any tornado warnings in our area. But just be prepared, Henry, McKenzie, Huntington, for a tornado warning that is imminent very soon. Yeah, I mean, that storm right there looks to be the strongest currently. Still have the tornado possible tag. Very curious what that next frame is going to be. Between Paris and Huntington, it is just going to be a light show in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Hundreds and hundreds. Sorry to break in here. New severe thunderstorm warning. Should have been issued earlier, I believe. But Big Sandy, Camden, you are now included in the severe thunderstorm warning. And it does have a tornado possible tag. So Big Sandy, Camden, Brewston, Huntington, Clarksburg, go ahead and head to your safe place. The severe thunderstorm warning has a tornado possible tag on it. Somewhere between Henry and Clarksburg and Big Sandy and little south of New Johnsonville, I believe, will be under a tornado warning very soon. Pretty strong. I mean, that's when you get them colors touching like that. That's what you don't want. If you see to our left, what I got in that box there, it is pouring down rain. You probably can't even see the tornado. That rotation is embedded directly into that rain right there. Our next frame kind of weakened it a little bit, but we still have that strong, broad rotation just between McKenzie and Tresvent. That needs to be monitored very closely. Thankfully, I believe Paris will not see nothing more than some heavy rain and maybe some small hail. So let's breathe a sigh of relief in the Paris area, point northward. You're still going to get lightning. You could probably see some small hail, but I'm not expecting anything too significant from there right now. Now, if you are in Paris, point southward, It's on. You need to be monitoring these very closely. Another one that just popped up northwest of Brewston, a hook showing up with broad rotation. We have broad rotation northwest of Camden. We have pretty strong rotation northwest of Huntington. Guys, it won't take much for this to wrap up. I hate to say, if you're in Huntington, Brewston, McKenzie, Henry, Camden, be prepared to head to your safe place. I can almost guarantee a warning to be issued in the next by 9:35 at least. All right, y'all. Still have a tornado warning for Stewart County. Rotation is starting to move out of the area. Let me change this radar just a tad. Gosh. Okay. Cumberland City, you need to be on high alert. Another area of rotation about to move through your area. Dover, the main concern from that tornado warning is now to your east. So if you're in Dover, you can go ahead and come out of your safe place, but don't let your guard down. This rotation has looked like it's moved towards closer to the Stewart County, Montgomery County line to the north. And then on the southern side, it is about, I would say, close to Tennessee Ridge. So if you can see, it's kind of like an angle moving east. So Clarksville, be prepared. If you know anybody in Clarksville, I know there's a lot of people that have storm anxiety in that area due to tornadoes that came through that area not too long ago, past few years. So if you have family in Clarksville, Montgomery County, give them a holler. Just let them know that, hey, you're not under a tornado warning currently, but there is one due west of you. Still no tornado warning on that storm. We look at that rotation. South of McKenzie's looking the strongest. There's another area of rotation about 3 to 4 miles northwest of McKenzie, between Gleason and McKenzie. That will move over towards the city of Henry. Need to monitor that very closely. Huntington, I have a bad feeling about this one, y'all. Brewston, Huntington, Camden, get ready to head to your safe place. If this, as you can see, there's not too much convection to the south of this storm. A clear slot right here. Winds wrapping around like this. That's where you're getting your rotation at. I'm going to draw a circle for y'all. I do not believe if they issue a warning, Henry might not be included. But just in case, because of that rotation on the north side, I'm going to include Henry. Anybody in these areas right here. So extreme southern portions of Henry County, McKenzie, Huntington, Brewston, Camden, Trezevant. Trezevant, they are on top of you right now. You are probably experiencing 60 to 70 mile an hour winds, quarter size hail, and very, very, very frequent lightning. Luckily, the lightning over the Henry County area has started to subside just a tad bit, other than on the southern side. Another area of rotation showing up north of Brewston, on the far, far southeastern portions of Henry County. This storm right here, it falls in where I circled that earlier, but this is going to go kind of like this. So I know that's the same circle I did earlier, but this is a different storm ahead of the one that's really concerning right now. So you have rotation about 10 to 15 miles northwest of Camden, about 10 miles north of Brewston, moving east. So this will skirt the northern half of Camden and probably go straight through Waverly. Yeah, this McKenzie, you are probably getting some very, 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 very strong winds right now. Let me see if there's any damage reports out that way. I'm not seeing too much of anything. We have some damage towards the Millington area. I assume we will have some damage very soon from this storm. McKenzie, you were kind of in that couplet. It is probably pretty... If you're in McKenzie, it's probably pretty rowdy right now. A bunch of lightning, very, very strong winds about to move through the area, and that tight rotation right there. This storm, these two right here are what I'm most concerned with right now. This one, and this one. That one didn't circle. Them three storms right there, we're going to track these a little further east, and then once they exit the West Tennessee area and portions of the counties that border the Tennessee River, we probably won't go any live after that, but we still have a little while for these storms to exit the West Tennessee area. Clarksville, Tennessee, they just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for y'all. So if you were in Clarksville, Tennessee, you are now under a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see if I can pull up the graphics on it. 60-mile-an-hour winds and 3/4-inch hail. This does not have the tornado possible tag on it, but keep a lookout. There is embedded rotation with this line. Move back up to the Paducah radar. Very, very, very heavy rain and probably quarter to $half size hail moving into the Cumberland City area. If you're in the Cumberland City area, you are past the point of no return. You can't move your car in anymore. It is on top of you. Expect hail damage in the Cumberland City and Tennessee Ridge area. Any portions south of Dover in the Stewart County, Houston County area, and here, let me give you a circle. Anybody in that area, you are probably experiencing 60 to 70 mile-an-hour winds and $half size hail. So expect damage, hail damage to cars, vehicles, siding, windows, and expect tree damage from these damaging straight line winds that are moving through the area. All right, y'all. Huntington, head to your safe place. You are not under a tornado warning, but it is wrapping up very fast. Once you get those reds and greens touching, that's not what you want. Right there and right there is what I'm most concerned about. Luckily, the rotation towards McKenzie has weakened, but you are probably still experiencing very, very strong winds, small hail, and probably I would say probably pea-size hail to 60-mile-an-hour winds rolling through McKenzie right now. Is there anybody in McKenzie? I'm looking at some of the comments. Terrible in Stewart, Tennessee, and Houston County. McKenzie is pretty bad. Anybody else around the area, post kind of what you say or kind of what you see. Yep, Clarksville is under a tornado watch currently. Pretty rough here in McKenzie, thundering bad in McKenzie. Are y'all seeing any of these strong winds that are showing on radar? It might not be the downtown McKenzie area, but a little further south, probably towards the Tresvant bottoms right there. You're experiencing some really, really strong winds. Huntington, strong rotation in your area. Be prepared to take shelter. They have not issued a tornado warning yet, but treat this like it is one. There's likely, y'all, it is right on the verge of going tornado warned. It hasn't yet, and it is not currently, but there is a tornado possible tag with this severe thunderstorm warning in both Benton and Carroll counties. All right. Bigger than pea-size hail in McKenzie. Pea-size hail and lightning in McKenzie. McKenzie has had some hail, lots of winds. What about Jackson? Jackson, these storms will be in your area very, very soon. Jackson, you need to monitor these storms very, very closely if you're in the Jackson area. There is rotation forming on radar. Hopefully these won't go tornado warned, which luckily most of them have stayed below limits. But there is a well-defined hook with this storm northwest of Jackson in Madison County. Jackson, you're probably hearing some thunder now. It might skirt just a little bit north of you in Jackson towards the I-40, where I-40 meets right there in Jackson. It's looking like it'll go along that line. So from Jackson Point northward, just be prepared to take shelter just in case. All right. Very, very, very strong winds in Stewart and Houston counties. Cumberland City, Tennessee Ridge, you're probably experiencing 60 to 70 mile an hour winds. Northwest of Clarksville and Montgomery County, Fort Campbell, Lafayette, Kentucky, you're probably experiencing some 60 to 70 mile an hour winds and frequent lightning as well. Don't let your guard down in these areas. Tornado threat isn't maximized, but it's still there. Huntington, McKenzie, Brewston, Camden, New Johnsonville, be on high alert. These storms are about to roll through your area. Yes, these storms right here that I'm looking at, the severe thunderstorm warning y'all are under now is for the storm north of you. So if you look towards Henry County and Camden, you're probably seeing a lot of cloud to ground lightning and probably a pretty decent little shelf cloud over there. But don't think you're in the clear in Camden. Just because you're not getting hit now, you're going to get hit in the next 20 minutes. And I would be pretty concerned with these storms. I'm really surprised they haven't popped a warning on this yet. But I guess they're just trying to be conservative, which I could see. Especially with like how last system went when we didn't get anything. Paris, the heaviest rain is over us now. So if you were in Paris, this is it. The rain, the lightning, maybe some gusty winds. But Henry, the city of Henry, you're probably seeing some pretty strong winds. Maybe some small pea-sized hail. Between Huntington and Henry is where the storm's the strongest. So if you paint a line from Huntington to Henry, that's your strongest part of the storm. And then I need to get me a mouse, y'all. Paint a line. Nah, I ain't got enough room, but it'll be fine. I can make this work. Anybody in that circle, that's where our highest threat is right now. Again, very, 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 very large hail rolling through about to enter the north of Waverly, and you need to monitor this storm for rotation very closely as well. Between Cumberland City, Tennessee Ridge, Houston County, and northwest of Waverly. Very, very strong storm with probably $half size hail, maybe even larger, about to move through your area. I know it's very rural over there, but if you know people that way, just give them a heads up. I hear people talking about Wednesday. Not too much information about that just yet. We are in a enhanced risk, level 3 out of 5. I'm not going to go too deep into it. You'll see it on the weather page this week. I expect it to be upgraded to a moderate risk, maybe even a high risk. Potential for this to roll through is pretty high. There's still a lot of things to go into it to know for sure. But yes, Wednesday will be a weather ready day. We will likely be going live on Wednesday. I'm pretty confident on that. Now, timing, I have no clue. I've looked at one model run for instability and CAPE values for Wednesday about noon today, and that's all I've looked at it. So expect to see that in the next, we will start talking about that tomorrow. Once these storms roll through, we will transition to the Wednesday threat. And also, there will be a significant flash flooding threat for our area next week. Between Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we are expected to have 8 to 12 inches of rain within those 3 days. So expect flash flooding, expect creeks and rivers to rise. Just be prepared for that. Like I said, we're not going to dive into that tonight, but we are going to start talking about that tomorrow. Like I said, I expect a moderate risk to be issued, level 4 out of 5, and it is looking worse than tonight's system. It's looking more of a tornado threat than a damaging straight line winds threat. But getting reports of power outages in Henry, I believe it. This is a strong storm running through here. A lot of RFD rolling around it. Huntington, Brewston, still I would be in your safe place until this storm passes. Camden, same way. But like I said, Wednesday, we will cover that tomorrow. Start getting our eyes on it, running through model runs. Now, probably won't be till Tuesday until the high resolution models come through and we'll be able to decide a time frame. But on the outside looking in, it is looking like we could get some pretty rough weather on Wednesday again. So essentially a 1-2 punch, and then life-threatening flash flooding is looking very likely for next week. So if you enjoyed the sun today and yesterday, I hope you was able to get out and enjoy it. It should be clear on Monday and Tuesday, relatively. So get out and enjoy that. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and possibly even Sunday will be a washout. Still tracking this storm west of Brewston and Huntington. Still tracking these storms west of Brewston. That is where our strongest area of rotation is. Right there. About 5 to 6 miles due west of Brewston. Now this is south of Henry County. Henry County, I think you are just about in the clear. I'm not going to say it yet because we're still under 2 severe thunderstorm warnings for the southwestern part of Henry County and the southeastern parts of Henry County, and both of those have a tornado possible tag on them, as you can see there. But I'm not seeing anything too concerning in the Henry County area as we speak. It is looking like Henry, Big Sandy, about 5 miles south of Paris will get the strongest part of this storm. I'm still very concerned with this rotation showing up west of Brewston. We'll see how it plays out as it enters the Camden area and then the Tennessee Ridge, Houston County area. Clarksville, you were about to get hit by a very strong bow echo. Take this off so you can see the counties. Some broad, small little kinks of rotation showing up in Clarksville, so just be on the lookout for that. It is 60-mile-an-hour winds and 3/4-inch hail for Clarksville. Tennessee Ridge, Waverly, Gorman, McEwen, you are still under a severe thunderstorm warning that expires in 29 minutes. Big Sandy, Camden, Brewston, you are still under a severe thunderstorm warning for the storm that is about to come through, and that holds a tornado possible tag. Let me change radars here. Very large hail, very strong winds are with that storm. Luckily, this storm has went south of Henry County, but it is right between Paris and Huntington as we speak. Do we have anybody between Paris and Huntington able to give a kind of an update of what you're seeing? I know we have a very large influx of comments coming through right now. No wind, no rain in Camden. Yeah, that's what I expected. Still clear, but that will change very soon here in about 10 minutes. All right. Still have a severe thunderstorm warning for Jackson, Madison County, Humboldt, Medina, Gadsden, and Three-Way. This storm will be in the Jackson area in the next 5 to 10 minutes. It is not tornado warned, but it has a pretty sharp couplet of rotation, so that needs to be watched very closely. Luckily, this rotation south of Paris and west of Brewston has stayed somewhat broad, but like I said earlier, it's under a tornado possible tag. It won't take much for this to tighten up. So Brewston, Camden, New Johnsonville, Big Sandy, Waverly, you need to be monitoring this storm very closely. All right, now that we got a second, If you are a storm chaser in the West Tennessee, Northwest Tennessee, Western Kentucky area and are interested in maybe being a storm chaser for me, for my show, and any of these sistering shows on here, and want to maybe do some live updates. And I'm not saying you have to drive around. That it would be nice if we find somebody that can do that. But even if it's at your house, giving us these vital reports from across Henry County and Northwest Tennessee and maybe even Western Kentucky. So if you might be interested in that, give Mike or Kevin a message, or even me a message, and I can relay it. Because like we said earlier, severe storms are likely again on Wednesday. So we will likely be back in the studio doing this again. So if you know someone, or you are a storm chaser and want to, track some of these storms, give us a call in, maybe do a Zoom live about what's going on to give us a eye view of what these storms are doing. That'd be great. Just shoot me a message or shoot Mike or Kevin a message, and we can get that worked out. All right. All right, the severe thunderstorm warning for McKenzie, Henry, Cottage Grove, Gleason, Trezevant has been allowed to expire. You can breathe a sigh of relief in McKenzie and Henry and Trezevant and Atwood. These storms are over for you. Downtown Paris, you are in the clear. Downtown Paris, you are in the clear. Cottage Grove, Puryear, Hazel, you are in the clear. Murray, Kentucky, you are in the clear. If you are northwest of this line, you are in the clear. You can go to bed. You might hear a few rumbles of thunder throughout the night, but not expected to be severe. Anybody northwest of that line, you are in the clear, and it's safe to go to bed. New tornado warning for Bowling Green, Kentucky. Not really too strong a rotation, pretty broad rotation, but you can see it right in this general area right here. And that will be moving east-northeast. This is not affecting the Tennessee area. Bowling Green, Kentucky, Plum Springs, Auburn, Russellville, and Lewisburg. Be in your safe place now. Bowling Green, you got about 30 minutes until it's in your area. Clarksville, you're still under a severe thunderstorm warning for 40 more minutes. Tennessee Ridge, Houston County, you're still under a severe thunderstorm warning. Big Sandy, Brewston, southeast portions of Henry County and Paris, you are still under a severe thunderstorm warning. All right, y'all, I have to go use the restroom really fast, but I will be very quick. I'm going to leave the radar up right here. But give me about a minute or two, and I will be right back. Okay, y'all? right, everybody, we are back. Sorry for that short little break, but I had to go to the bathroom. There was no holding it anymore. I've seen some comments. Mackenzie, yes, you are in the clear. There is no more severe weather expected in your area. Bradford, Trenton, Dyer, Rutherford, New Bern, Dyersburg, Halls, Trimble, Obion, Wrigley, Tiptonville, Union City, Troy, Martin, Fulton, Puryear, Paris, Gleason, Dresden. That door just opened up. I swear there's a ghost in here, bro. Yeah, this front door just opened by itself. All right, y'all. Northwest parts of Henry County, you are in the clear. Henry County, you are almost in the clear entirely. Jackson, you are about to have a severe thunderstorm barreling on your doorstep with a tornado possible tag. So let's go take a look at that storm. You have two back-to-back here. Jackson, that area rotation is probably going directly over Jackson right now. It is not tornado warned, but it does have a tornado possible tag with it. Let's check on this rotation from this storm down here in. Luckily, this rotation has stayed very broad in Brewston. There's a couple spots where it might be tightening up. So Camden, Brewston, you're just about in the clear. Camden, it is about at your doorstep. Camden, you're probably in the worst spot for this storm right now. Anyone in Camden, go ahead and head to your safe place just in case. It'll be past your area in Benton County in the next 10 to 20 minutes. All right. We still have a tornado warning for Bowling Green, Kentucky, Lewisburg, Russellville, Auburn, and Woodburn in Kentucky. Severe thunderstorm warning for Clarksville, Montgomery County for 34 more minutes. A new severe thunderstorm warning was just issued for Dixon, Sladen, Van Leer, Charlotte, Burns, and New Johnsonville in Tennessee. And this stretches over the I-40 corridor, so if you're driving on I-40, you might have to pull over because the rain's going to be coming down so hard. And another thing, if you are on the interstate or driving on a road when these storms come through, please do not take shelter under an overpass. That is a very old myth that overpasses can protect you during very strong winds and tornadoes. It actually increases the winds as they push through, creating a funnel effect. A lot of people have died that way, and do not take shelter under an overpass. Camden, southwest of Camden, east of Brewston, very strong winds coming through right now. Camden, it is about on your doorstep. Ryan, if you're watching, it is probably about to hit your place very close, very soon. Very, very soon. Along with probably pea to quarter size hail, frequent lightning, and 60 to 70 mile an hour winds. The strongest swath of winds will move between Camden and about I-40 points northward. So about Holiday, Tennessee to Camden is where our strongest winds are and our highest rotation is. And if I just do kind of a pinpoint circle on here, sorry, I got dual pane, so I'm kind of doing it from the left side. Our greatest area of concern is a little to the south of Camden. There's no tornado warning on this, but I expect one to be issued soon. Waverly, Gorman, McEwen, get in your safe place now. A tornado warning has just been issued for your area. This includes Van Leer, Tennessee City, McEwen, Gorman, and Waverly. This does not include downtown Dixon, but the western parts of the city it does. It is radar indicated. Let's read this a little quick. The National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a tornado warning for southwestern Dixon County in Middle Tennessee, southeastern Houston County in Middle Tennessee, northeastern Humphrey counties in Middle Tennessee until 10:45 p.m. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located over Waverly, moving east at 35 miles an hour. So this area of rotation is over Waverly as we speak right now. Actually, maybe a little bit to the north and northwest of Waverly, but not by much. McEwen, Gorman, Tennessee City, you need to be in your safe place now. If you have friends or family in this area, give them a shout just in case. This is wrapping up pretty good. Getting reports of a tornado touchdown in Stewart County. Not confirmed. This is not confirmed with the National Weather Service, so an unconfirmed report of a tornado touchdown in Stewart County. If anybody has any damage reports or live in Stewart County, please send them our way. We can get some help sent that way if there's damage. Clarksville, Montgomery County, you're experiencing some very, very strong winds right now. Camden, I'm really surprised they have not issued a tornado warning for that. They've issued one to the northeast for this Dixon County storm, but I swear there's stronger rotation right there with that storm, as you clearly see on velocities. Camden, this is right on your doorstep. You have about 30 seconds to a minute, and it is over you. Rain is probably starting to kick up. Winds probably starting to kick up pretty strong in the Camden area. Camden, point south is the highest risk area. To your northeast of New Johnsonville, there is a tornado warning. Again, there is a tornado warning for McEwen, Tennessee City, Gorman, and Waverly. This also includes Van Leer in Tennessee. Zoom in pretty close on that. Very strong rotation showing up. Let's take a gander and see. This is correlation coefficient. It basically pictures what size raindrops and particles inside of the atmosphere in these storms. So it looks just like a very painted screen to your right. But if there was a tornado on the ground, it would probably be in that general area right there, northwest of Gorman and about 3 to 5 miles north of Waverly. Is anybody getting any? Yes, Henry, Tennessee, you are in the clear if you were watching. Anybody in the Stewart County area get any damage? We are getting reports in that there has been a tornado. Unconfirmed reports of a tornado touchdown in Stewart County. So let me check some of these storm reports real quick. We have a 61 mile an hour wind gust reported in Henry. So that is pretty strong. I'm sure there are power outages reported in Henry. Let's pull up the BPU tracker real quick. See how many outages we have in Henry County. Luckily, we have not lost power here, and it doesn't look like we're going to, thankfully. So once I get this pulled up here, still very strong rotation southwest of Camden. We have 40 people without power. That is not bad at all. Some reported in Henry, and then between Camden and Paris on 641, which that is about lines up where these storms came through. So we're experiencing power outages on the southern half of Henry County about right there. Not many, but a few. So if your power is out, it is due to the storms. Camden, head to your safe place now. It is on your doorstep. Even if there is not a tornado on the ground, expect damaging straight line winds to move through your area. New Johnsonville, Waverly, you're under a tornado warning in Gorman, McEwen, and Waverly, and then you have another storm directly behind that one. Henry County, you are in the clear. Anybody in northwest Tennessee, McKenzie, Paris Landing, Henry, Puryear, Hazel, Cottage Grove, Fulton, Martin, Dresden, Sharon, Gleason, Greenfield, Bradford, Trenton, Dyer, Rutherford, Kenton, Reeves, Union City, Woodland Mills, Troy, Obion, Trimble, Yorkville, Friendship, Dyersburg, New Bern, Wrigley, Tiptonville, New Madrid, you are all in the clear. You can go to bed. There is no severe storms that will be rolling through your area tonight. Still have pretty strong rotation on that storm near Jackson. So let's change radars real quick to the Memphis radar. Still have some pretty broad to strong rotation near Jackson. Jackson is right here, so a little to the northeast towards the I-40. Towards I-40 right there. So our strongest rotation from that storm is currently east of Jackson, but you have another storm on your doorstep, Jackson, that will be in your area in the next 10 to 20 minutes. Camden, be in your safe place now. You are not under a tornado warning, but there is a tornado possible tag for your area. Camden, New Johnsonville, anybody that lives between Camden and Holiday, Tennessee, go ahead and head to your safe place just in case. It is directly over you right now. It is probably getting pretty rowdy in Camden. Do we have anybody that is watching in Camden? Lots of lightning. Got you. Very, very strong winds, just 5 to 10 miles south of Camden. If there was a tornado with this, it would be right here. Southeast of Camden, about 2 to 3 miles, and about 5 miles west of New Johnsonville. New Johnsonville, be in your safe place. Waverly, you should already be in your safe place. Same with Gorman, McEwen, and Dixon County. Once these storms cross the Tennessee River, we probably won't go too much longer past that. So once this storm exits the Benton County area and Tennessee Ridge, Houston County, and this storm exits the Perryville, Lexington area, we will probably be done after that. Like I said, Henry County, you're in the clear. Wickley County, you're in the clear. Benton County, it is directly over you right now. McKenzie, you're in the clear. Trenton, Milan, you are in the clear. Let me draw us a line real quick just to kind of put some people at ease. If you are northwest of this line, you can go to sleep. If you are northwest of that line, you can go to sleep. Severe weather threat is over, and I expect the tornado watch to be dropped very soon. Not too big of a tornado threat as they were expected. That low-level jet was supposed to really, really ramp things up, which it did on the wind side. But really, I don't think, unless that report becomes verified in Stewart County, I don't think we've had too many tornado touchdowns, which we were very, very grateful for that, especially in the Henry County, Martin, Dresden, Sharon area. We are still watching this storm that is in Gorman and Dixon County. Let's check the velocities on it. Very, very strong rotation showing up with this storm, northwest of McEwen. Won't be much, and that tornado will be on the ground. Getting reports out of Camden that is getting very rough in the Camden area. Expect power outages from Big Sandy all the way to Holiday, Tennessee. Getting really, really concerned with this storm northwest of Dixon, northwest of Tennessee City, northwest of McEwen, and north of Gorman. Waverly, you are in the clear from this storm. But you are not in the clear from the storms to your west. Huntington is clear, yep. Nothing else for Huntington, nothing else for Trezevant, nothing else for Atwood, and a line extending southwest. Our biggest concern right now, luckily this is a very, very unpopulated area, but this is likely a tornado on the ground northwest of McEwen. So let's look at correlation coefficient really fast. Not seeing a CC drop just quite yet, but I expect that to pop up very soon and them to upgrade this warning. Very, 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 very tight rotation couplet with this storm. give you a little circle right here, right in that general area. There is likely a tornado on the ground 3 miles northwest of Gorman, about 5 to 6 miles northwest of McEwen. There is a fair amount of people in McEwen and Dixon County. So if you know people in that area, they need to be in their safe place now. Let them know that this is heading towards Dixon, Charlotte, Tennessee City, and McEwen. Charlotte, I would go ahead and be prepared to head to your safe place. We have severe thunderstorm watches or warnings pushing all the way out to Springfield, Tennessee, Greenbrier, Hendersonville, and Ashland City. We are going to watch this storm over Gorman, but I do not foresee us being live too much longer. I would say probably till about 10:30. Once this storm really exits our area and moves into an area where we don't have too many viewers from. But like I said, all of Northwest Tennessee is in the clear. So if you're in Northwest Tennessee, you can go to bed, start getting prepared for next Wednesday and then next week's heavy rainfall. Very, very strong rotation couplet with this storm north of Gorman right now. It has sped up just a tad bit. This rotation will go north of McEwen. So if you're in McEwen, you will not see the tornado, but it will move about 2 to 3 miles to your north. So if you live 2 to 3 miles north of McEwen, you need to be taking shelter now. Likely tornado is on the ground doing damage as we speak. Still no CC drop, so that's a good sign, but velocity is looking very concerning. Very, very concerning. Storm down in Jackson is still just severe thunderstorm warned. Not seeing too much rotation. It is looking like it is more of a damaging wind threat. We might have just a tad bit of rotation towards northeast of Jackson, west of Lexington, but it is looking pretty broad right now. Radar's pretty far from there. Camden, it should be starting to lighten up just a tad bit. Camden, it should be dying down right about now. Wind should be subsiding and rain should be tapering off. Camden, you are in the clear now. Big Sandy, you are in the clear now. Brewston, Huntington, McKenzie, you're in the clear. You can go to bed. Really concerned with this storm north of Gorman, northwest about it's going to go about 2 miles north of McEwen. So if you have friends or family in that area, let them know. It is a very unpopulated area, but there are still people who live out there. Very likely rain wrap. I mean, it's dark. You won't see it coming, but lightning won't illuminate this. There it is. Tornado on the ground north of McEwen, 2 miles northwest of McEwen, doing damage. You see that dark blue drop right there? That is a CC drop. And if I roll over to velocity, that velocity couplet and the CC couplet match up. So I'm very, very confident to say there is a tornado on the ground doing damage 2 miles northwest of McEwen. If you are in McEwen, Tennessee City, Gorman, take shelter now. This will likely be upgraded very, very soon. Hopefully it was just a quick spin up and that was it. But very likely a tornado just dropped. I'm going to zoom in really, really close to this, so it's going to look a little crazy for a second. The tornado is currently 3.1 miles northwest of McEwen. So if you live 2 to 3 miles north or northwest of McEwen, you are about to get hit by a tornado that is on the ground doing damage. Please, I cannot stress this enough, get into your safe place. Locations that will be impacted, that is not included in the warning right now will be Charlotte, Dixon, White Bluff, and possibly even Ashland City. I'm curious to see what this next frame will look like in the next 3 or so minutes. They have not upgraded the warning. This is still a radar indicated warning. Okay, it has just now been upgraded. An observed tornado is on the ground northwest of McEwen. A confirmed tornado was located over McEwen, or 7 miles northeast of Waverly, moving east at 30 miles an hour. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roof, windows, vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This tornado will be near McEwen around 10:15. It is 10:14. If you're in McEwen, you need to be in your safe place. It is on the ground doing damage as we speak. This is a confirmed tornado warning. I will go ahead and call this a PDS tornado warning. This is a particularly dangerous situation for McEwen. Tennessee City will likely go to the north of you, looking like it might have risen in that next frame, but we still have a slight CC drop. So we're going to treat this as a tornado on the ground. McEwen, you are under a tornado warning, an observed tornado warning. I'm going to call this a PDS tornado warning because it is on the ground. There is not very many people that live out towards this area, but there are people that live there. So if you know anybody that lives in this general area, there's no names on there because they're such small communities. If you know anybody that lives in that area, tell them to take shelter now. Tornado is on the ground doing damage 3 miles north of McEwen currently. Let's just hope everybody's in their safe place and nobody will get harmed from these storms. Tornado warning, new tornado warning for Lexington, Tennessee. Very strong rotation. This was that rotation we looked at about 10 minutes ago east of Jackson. We are kind of in a radar hole here, so just bear with me here. I'm trying to get our best radar. Lexington, Tennessee. If you have friends or family that live in Lexington, please tell them to take shelter now. Decaturville, Perryville, portions that are along anybody that's along the Tennessee River from I-40 to Perryville, please take shelter now. Rotations look to go directly over Lexington. So if you are in Lexington, that is a very populated area. Please take shelter now. It is not confirmed, nor is it on the ground. But these storms have dropped them very fast, just like the ones we just looked at with the tornado on the ground in McEwen. I want to go back to that storm really quick. Rotation has died down significantly with that storm. Let's go back to correlation coefficient. It has looked like the tornado has lifted in McEwen. If you can look while I play this radar, that little blue blip that shows up, that was a tornado that touched down and then probably went in this general direction right here. Tornado probably touched down right there and was not on the ground for maybe 3.3 miles, maybe 4 miles. So if you know anybody that lives in that general area where that line is, that is likely where that tornado just went through. Hopefully it just stayed over rural farmland and creeks and streams and stuff like that, and it didn't damage or destroy anybody's houses, because that's not what we want. Tornado is likely not on the ground anymore for McEwen, but please, if you're in Tennessee City, Valnier, Charlotte, Dixon, be ready to head to your safe place. Now that tornado has lifted, let's focus our attention on this storm down here in Lexington. We're kind of in a radar hole. In between radars, you can see the Paducah, the Nashville, and the Memphis radar right there. We're kind of right in between all of them. Rotation is due west of Lexington, about 10 miles due west of Lexington. So Lexington, it will be in your area in the next 20 minutes or so, 10 to 20 minutes or so. This also includes Parsons, Tennessee, Decaturville, Perryville, and extreme southern portions of the I-40 corridor. If you're in Lexington, go ahead and head to your safe place. Same with Parsons, Perryville, and Decaturville. Or anybody that's along the Tennessee River right here from points from Perryville to the I-40 corridor towards New Johnsonville. Or no, my bad. A little south of New Johnsonville towards Cuba Landing. So Cuba Landing to Perryville, westward, you are under a tornado warning and you need to take shelter now. It is not currently on the ground, but it is radar indicated and could drop a tornado at any time. All of Henry County, you are in the clear. Expect maybe some few rumbles of thunder throughout the night. Martin, Gleason, Union City, Tiptonville, Dyersburg, Ripley, Millington, Bells, Humboldt, Milan, Huntington, Camden, Big Sandy, Tennessee Ridge, Dover, and Clarksville, you are in the clear. We are done with these storms. So you can breathe a sigh of relief that we really didn't get too much damage, if any damage, here in Henry County. But I'm really curious on that unconfirmed tornado report in Stewart County. Has anybody gotten any? I haven't really been able to look at comments over here on the live, but has anybody seen any damage in Stewart County? Okay, that's good that we're not getting any reports. So luckily that might have just been a false report. Lexington, you're still under the gun. This storm is barreling down on your doorstep. Once this storm exits the Tennessee River, we will likely quit going live after this storm exits the river. Yep, tornado just went through 2 to 3 miles northwest of McEwen. Expect a new tornado warning southeast of New Johnsonville, northwest of Noblesville in the coming 5 to 10 minutes. The McEwen storm, not really looking too concerning right now. You are still under a observed tornado warning, but I do believe that storm has lifted. But you are still under a tornado warning for the next 24 minutes. So just stay in your safe place, let it pass by. But once this storm in Lexington passes the Tennessee River, we will probably quit going live here because it will turn more into a linear threat. I called it. What did I say? I called it. Southeast of New Johnsonville, new tornado warning has been issued. This includes Burns and southwestern Dixon County in Middle Tennessee, southern Humphreys County in Middle Tennessee, northern Hickman County in Middle Tennessee until 11 p.m. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Hurricane Mills or 10 miles south of Waverly, moving east at 45 miles an hour. Hazard tornado source radar indicated rotation. This dangerous storm will be near Hurricane Mills around 10:25. So you have 3 minutes in Hurricane Mills to get to your safe place. Please heed this warning, y'all. This is the same storm that just went through Camden that was not tornado warned, but they rotation tightened after it crossed the Tennessee River, and they have now since tornado warned that. We also have another tornado warning in Lexington. This includes Henderson County in West Tennessee, northeastern Madison County in West Tennessee, and then northern Decatur County in West Tennessee until 11 p.m. So we still got a little bit for that one. Tornado and quarter-size hail. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located near Blue Goose. So if you live in Blue Goose, it is over you right now, or 10 miles east of Jackson, moving east at 35 miles an hour. This is also radar indicated rotation. We have a report of a tree crossing the entire road on Briar Patch Road in Henry County. If you were in that area, please use caution if you were driving. I assume there are quite a few trees down across the Henry County area, especially on the southern extent. Yeah, I'll take a look. Campbellsville, Russellville, I'm not seeing much. Russell Springs, my bad. Let me find. I think that's more. Where is Campbellsville? It is somewhere up here. It's kind of out of my area, so I don't really. Kevin, you know where Campbellsville is? I know it's in northern Kentucky. But we'll just kind of look at the broad picture. No tornado warnings currently in Kentucky, so breathe that sigh of relief. But you are still under a tornado watch. Let's see here. Lexington, you're under severe thunderstorm warning. These storms are about to exit your area. Maysville, that is far northern Kentucky. You're under a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag, so heed that warning very seriously. But currently no tornado warnings in the state of Kentucky as we speak. All of our warnings are in western and central Tennessee currently. Campbellsville, I wouldn't really be too concerned. You might get some rain, you might get some wind, and you might get some lightning, but I don't see a big tornado threat for northern Kentucky. Let me just kind of look around here. Eastern parts of Kentucky, they chose to go with the severe thunderstorm watch because this is likely to turn way more linear. So let's get back down to these storms down here. Very, very strong rotation on that storm. That is southeast of New Johnsonville. This includes Dixon County, southern Humphreys County, and northern Hickman County in Tennessee. So if you're in any of the areas, please take shelter now. This just crossed the Tennessee River. And then once this storm crosses the Tennessee River, y'all, we will probably be getting off of here. If you do live in the Murfreesboro or Middle Tennessee area, there's a great group out there. It is, can't think of it off the top of my head. Whether or not, here it comes. It is one of my really good buddies, Nathan Reno. Him and a couple other people are running that page, and they do a absolutely great job. So as these storms push towards more the Nashville area and the Middle Tennessee area, if you're in those areas, head over to his Facebook site, and then he will take care of you from them points onward. We will probably stay on here for the next 10 to 15 minutes just to make sure this storm in Lexington doesn't drop a tornado. But any point southwest of that is just looking like a damaging wind threat. So another time where Henry County has really dodged the bullet, but it's going to come to a point where we are not going to dodge the bullet and we're going to get hit. So it's what I try to tell people, especially with the severe weather threat that's coming in next Wednesday. We might have not got a lot of the severe weather tonight, which that's sometimes how it goes. But don't let your guard down. It didn't get too bad last time. Well, we're very blessed for that because in some places very close to here have had tornadoes tonight that have touched down within 50 miles of our location. So I would chalk that up as really lucky that we've just made it out with some wind damage, a few power outages, and a couple trees down. So that's great news for the Henry County area. If you are under any of these tornado warnings, please take shelter now. It is looking like the McEwen storm, they are going to drop that tornado warning in the next 17 minutes, and I do not believe it'll be reissued for the Dixon and Charlotte area. I do not believe it'll be reissued. Now, this one down here that's running the I-40, you can see I-40 right here. Southeast of New Johnsonville, I-40 running up right through there. Very, very strong rotation. It is just radar indicated, but like we've seen with other storms today, it does not take long for them to drop a quick tornado. So if you are in any of these areas I'm going to outline right now, please heed this warning and take shelter, because it will not take much for a tornado to produce from this storm. Lexington, I know there's a lot of people in Lexington watching. Tornado warning remains in effect until where is it at? There it is. Oh, did they drop it? No, there it is. The tornado warning for northeastern Madison County is canceled. They have dropped the tornado warning for Lexington, Wildsville, and Perryville. The tornadic thunderstorm which prompted the warning has moved out of the warned area. Therefore, the warning has been canceled. That is great news for the Lexington, Tennessee area. Still some very broad rotation moving through the area, which you need to keep an eye on, but not looking too concerning at the moment. That severe thunderstorm warning for Jackson will be dropped very soon. There's 1-inch hail observed with that. And then let's just take, because I know we have a few people who are watching in Memphis. Severe thunderstorm warning for eastern portions of Memphis, Bartlett, Lakeland, Oakland, Summersville, Bolivar, Whiteville, and Hickory Valley. 60-mile-an-hour winds and 1.25-inch hail, which is observed. So hail and winds are mainly what these biggest threats with these storms will be the rest of the night. Definitely need to watch these Bowen echoes. Will probably be a few more tornado warnings towards Middle Tennessee, but West Tennessee, you are just about done. If you are in Savannah, Waynesboro, Lawrenceburg, Mount Pleasant, Napier, Centerville, Scotts Hill, Liberty, Clifton, you are not in the clear at all. You need to be watching these storms very closely. It's looking more of a damaging wind, large hail threat than a tornado threat, but conditions are favorable for tornadoes. So heed any warning you get and do not take it lightly. That tornado warning for Tennessee City and McEwen will expire very, very soon. I highly doubt that they will extend that warning. The tornado warning for Lexington and Parsons has been allowed to expire, so that is no longer in effect. The only one we have right now is this tornado warning that is southwest of Dixon, that has pretty strong rotation with it. We're going to track this storm a few more frames, probably for the next 10 minutes, but a lot of these have exited our area, so we will probably wrap up this live in the next 10 or so minutes. A lot of our viewers have dwindled down, which I would assume a lot came from Northwest Tennessee, and everybody's going to bed now. So let me do another all clear call. Clarksville, Murray. Hold on, let me zoom in and get some of these cities to pop up. There we go. Better line than that. Clarksville, Murray, Stewart County, Dover, Murray, Mayfield, Union City, Martin, Dyersburg, Milan, Humboldt, Osceola, Ripley, Blythesville, Alcoa, Millington, Brownsville, Humboldt, and Milan. You are in the clear. No more severe weather is forecasted for those areas tonight. All of Northwest Tennessee, including Clarksville and Stewart County, all of Western Kentucky, and parts of Western Central Kentucky are in the clear. We're going to watch this storm that's southwest of Dixon for just a little bit longer, and then we're probably going to get off of here. Looking into next week, expect us to go live. I have no clue on timing. I haven't even looked at timing, but look for that tomorrow on the weather page. We'll probably make a post 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, give or take, to see how that goes. Another significant severe weather episode is likely for Wednesday. I'm hoping things start dwindling down, but it looks more significant than tonight, I hate to say. Luckily, most of these storms formed east of Paris as the old line kind of deteriorated, and then hit the southern parts of Henry County. And I think we really got lucky with that. Same thing with Murray. Murray got really lucky too. A lot of hail reports all over northwest Tennessee. This tornado warning southwest of Dixon expires in 27 minutes. That is our most concerning storm. They have canceled that warning, but they have not taken it off for some reason. South, about 10 miles south of Gorman, about 10 miles south of McEwen. Very strong rotation with this storm, but is not currently on the ground. Jackson, Denmark. Here, if anybody has any questions, go ahead and ask them in the chat. I'm going to do a few questions, and then we will probably wrap this up. I'm going to keep an eye on that storm southwest of Dixon, but I think that is our most concerning storm. The tornado warning for Lexington has been allowed to expire, so that is just a severe thunderstorm warning. The tornado warning for McEwen will expire very soon. It is not looking really organized. So yeah, if anybody has any questions, I know we don't have too many viewers on here. Yep, Gleason is in the clear. You're good in Gleason. Clarksville is in the clear. Anybody else? All of northwest Tennessee is in the clear. I'll just draw a big old circle. You're still under a tornado watch in that area, but the severe weather threat is over. If you're anywhere in that circle, you can go to bed. Not too bad. Severe weather threat has pushed southeast. Like I said earlier, we might have a few rumbles of thunder, maybe some light rain, but not really expecting much. Any other questions? Parsons. Yeah, if you are anywhere southeast of this line, you are not in the clear. And that includes all of Middle Tennessee from essentially Ashland City points west. Essentially from New Johnsonville points northwest. From Jackson, from I-40 to Kentucky Lake or the Tennessee River, northwest is in the clear. Like I said earlier, I have a really, really good buddy that lives in Murfreesboro. His name is Nathan Reno. He runs a great weather page for the Middle Tennessee area. It is called Weather or Not, Here It Comes. It is a Facebook page. If you type that in, Weather or Not, Here It Comes, his group will come up, and he does wall-to-wall posts on these storms. And he has a fantastic group of people that work with him over there. So now that these storms have moved out of the northwest Tennessee area and are starting to move into the middle Tennessee area, we're going to cut this live. Be on the lookout for updates on the upcoming severe weather for Wednesday. Like I said earlier, expect us to be live back here again, tracking these storms. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but it is looking more significant than today. I really do expect a moderate or maybe even a high risk level 5 out of 5 for some areas in the Mid-South for Wednesday. Heavy rain threat is looking very likely for next week. Significant flash flooding is likely for next week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is going to be a washout. We're expected 8 to 12 inches of rain, and if that verifies, we will have life-threatening flash flooding, especially in the lower-lying areas and Stewart County area, for example, where all the creeks and streams roll through, because creeks will be swollen if we get all that rain. I'm going to take one last look at this storm southwest of Dixon, and the last few frames are showing that rotation to be weakening. So that is great news. I think we are going to wrap this up here, y'all. Let me know how we did. This is still very new. This is our second time we've done this, so we're still learning as we go to kind of make this as simple and easy to watch for people of the community who may not know how to read a radar or anything like that. So we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching on all platforms, the Weather Page, MyParisTV, Good Day Paris, and the Mike Weatherford Show. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you, Kevin, for being in the back and helping me through all this, and Mike and everyone else that helped along with this. Again, luckily, Henry County has made it through mostly unscathed. There's a few damage reports across the county and a couple power outages. But like I said earlier, we got very lucky, y'all. But I'm going to wrap it up here. If I don't see any more questions, I think we're just going to call it here. Let me know how we did. Up for any criticism, any changes that maybe anybody would like to make. Like I said earlier, if you're a storm chaser and want to do some in-public reports live on Zoom, or maybe even a phone call in just to kind of tell us what's going on in your area, we'd love to get some people to do that for us and start getting a group of people all across western Tennessee to be able to call in a moment's notice to let us know what's going on. Because chasers are the most vital part of all of this. All right, y'all. We're wrapping it up here. I'm going to do one last. Anybody northwest of that line, you are in the clear. Go to bed. We're wrapping it up here. Anybody southeast of that line, check out Nathan Reno's Facebook page. Whether or not here it comes, they will take care of you from there. All right, y'all. I'm getting a little tired, so we're going to sign off here, and I got to head to work in the morning. So thank y'all again. I really enjoyed it, and y'all have a great night.